This is a look at damage and current conditions from Saturday evening's floods in Ohio County. 4 people are confirmed dead and 4 people are still missing. That's where we begin this edition of News 9 at 6. Thank you for joining us. I'm Bill Steinbach. West Virginia Governor Patrick Morrisey has issued a state of emergency in Ohio County. He spoke during a press conference earlier this afternoon. News 9's Claire O'Neill joins us live now with more on what the governor had to say. Claire, good evening.
Thanks, Bill. That's right. 4 have been confirmed dead, one of those being a 3-year-old child, and 4 are still missing at this time. Now, Governor Patrick Morrisey called this a unicorn event in which 3 to 4 inches of rain hit heavily in narrow areas of the county from Valley Grove to Philadelphia in less than an hour. Now, I'm just going to step out of the shot behind me. As you can see, there's also places like here at Wheeling Creek that still have cars submerged in the creek and still need to be retrieved. Now, at the press conference today, Morrisey first spoke on the additional rain that we are seeing and urges people to not get around the road in those affected areas and wait for updates. We'll have a full list of those on our website, WTOV9.com, along with road closures. State and local agencies are working to find those additional missing people. Morrisey said the water is receding and those efforts continue. The National Guard and the Division of Natural Resources are in the area and are using drones, UTVs, dive teams, and swift water boat rescue teams. Valley Grove's water system is also down, but distribution of water and supplies is taking place at the local fire department on Route 40 for those additionals for those without power. Officials are working with AEP, are in communication with FEMA, and have mobilized the National Guard to support local operations. Morrisey says the main focus is life-saving support, and all resources are being used to do so.
This is a very difficult time for Ohio County and for West Virginia. My number one priority, and that of everyone on our team and those in the local community, it's to identify the missing individuals. We want anything we could do to save lives, but to identify those people. We're hopeful that some might be located safely. We know this morning we found someone who was originally missing, and that was certainly positive. I want to ask everyone to keep all of these missing people in your prayers.
Now, Governor Patrick Morrisey says if you have any flooding damage yourself or have any information on these missing people, to contact them and fill out a survey. And that survey is emdwv.gov. And we will, of course, include that on our website, WTOV9.com. And be sure to stick with us as we continue to provide more information in regards to this flooding. But for now, reporting in Wheeling, I'm Claire O'Neill, News 9.
Dylan, good evening. It has been a scary and emotional couple of days here in Ohio County. Officials updated the media this afternoon about the status of searches and everything else. News 9's Olivia is at that press conference and she has the story.
It was a somber moment Monday as the names of the victims that were announced from Saturday's floods were released earlier at the Wheeling, Ohio County Courthouse. This once-in-a-century flash flood washing away homes, cars, and lives is now being referred to as the largest mass casualty in Ohio County history. 6 names have already been identified, 5 from Philadelphia and 1 from Moundsville. 74-year-old Michael Veronis, Michael Bokanovich, 73, Lisa McMasters, 59, Kylie Minshotton, 26, Travis Creighton, 19, and 3-year-old Parker Shotton. 3 more are still unaccounted for.
And that was searching the creek banks and any vehicles that were able to be accessed that were above the water.
And a lot of questions have already been circulating about when FEMA will make an appearance. Ohio County EMA Director Lou Vargo says the preliminary damage assessment has to be completed first.
We have to get those numbers, we have to get accurate numbers, and we have to get them to the president. That's when the declaration will be issued. Once we get that issued, then FEMA will be coming.
Local officials noting the ample amount of folks lending a hand on their own time. And although it's appreciated, that heavy traffic is causing major backups.
This morning we received a request to respond to the Elm Grove district of Wheeling for cleanup. We had city operations and the Department of Highways prepared and on the way to clean that stretch of roadway, which is desperately needed. But because of the traffic, the equipment needed to complete that effort were delayed significantly.
If you have no reason to be in these areas, please avoid them.
No additional information was released on the victims as of Monday afternoon. And again, 3 lives are still unaccounted for. News 9 will keep you updated if there are any updates in this case. Reporting for News 9, I'm Olivia Zinn.
We've seen folks from Brooke County down to Wetzel County and Tyler County coming out to help. And as they have continued to be here throughout the day, one of the people that did stop by is State Senator Ryan Weld, who says this is the worst flooding he's ever seen in his life.
Never seen anything like that yesterday. Cars flipped over and flipped around like they were Matchbox cars, trailers, homes completely washed away and gone.
Hundreds of people spent Monday digging out following fatal flash flooding from Saturday night. Many people came to the command control at the Elm Grove Respecs to get supplies like bottled water and toilet paper, as well as tetanus shots. Places like Elm Grove took hard hits, with sidewalks and yards covered in mud and debris. Some houses and cars were a total loss. Ohio County EMA Director Lou Vargo says while the recovery efforts continue, those at the state level will play a major role in getting more help to the affected areas.
Hopefully the governor will ask for a presidential declaration, we'll pass it to FEMA, and maybe we'll get some funding. So you're going to see a lot of soldiers going through the area. You're going to see the National Guard or Department of Highways out there. So there's going to be a lot of activity.
Governor Patrick Morrisey declared a state of emergency in the county on Sunday, and State Senator Ryan Weld says he plans to do what he can to get declarations moved quickly and help people get back on their feet as soon as possible.
He's already issued the declaration of disaster, and so now we look to the federal government to get that same sort of declaration to ensure that people can have, there's financial compensation and financial assistance for these people who, in some cases, Jamie, lost everything. And that's the unbelievable part of seeing people lose absolutely everything in such a brief period of time.
Well, I know some concerns I've seen, whether it's on Facebook or people reaching out, is that they don't want to become the next McDowell County. Welch saw really terrible flooding a few months ago, and a lot of people are still digging out and not getting the help they think they need. What can you do as the representative from this area to make sure that Wheeling and Ohio County is not looking 3 months down the road, still digging out?
You stay on it. You don't give up. I mean, you continue to represent your people and make sure and work for them, whether if it's today, the day after, 2 days after, or if it's the month after or 3 months after. You don't allow for those people to be forgotten. We saw it in 2016 when there was flooding in Follinsby, and it took months in some cases for people to be able to get the assistance that they needed for the damage that they suffered, the loss that they suffered. And so it's the same thing here, is that you do not forget what happened here today.
The house went off a foundation. We sit there and tilted. The walls opened up, and it was a battle from there.
What once was a multi-generational Triadelphia home is now just mud and memories. The Creightons tragically lost their 19-year-old son, Travis, in Saturday's flash flood.
His heart was so big, so big.
My parents shouldn't have to bury his child. That's not supposed to happen.
This is where they lived for 26 years. They raised Travis here, and now it's all washed away. It all began around 8:30 p.m. when Brian Creighton, Travis's father, saw that Little Wheeling Creek was rising at a rate he'd never seen before. He moved their cars to a safer location, but in just minutes, Travis and his wife Donna, who were once upstairs, were now underwater.
I had to push away because I was supposed to hold on to my son. He said, "Don't let go," but I had to. And we found each other again, and he said, "Mom, just swim, swim." I said, "I'm trying, baby, I'm trying." And then I just kept going underwater. We got separated.
That's when she held on to a tree as long as she could, but the water moved her so fast, she let go. Though the debris slowed her down, saving her life.
It's nothing short of a miracle. I mean, she literally traveled about 5 miles in the Rapid Creek water all the way down to the skate park, over about 470 from our home here.
But their son, who would have turned 20 next month, wasn't so lucky. Those scars now live on. Their furniture, their relative's house next door, and the creek, just stark reminders of what they've lost.
Because that was a big deal, going down that river, going down the creek, trying to survive.
The Creightons say they're still searching for their 3 dogs and just hoping to recover from this horrible tragedy. I'm Olivia Zinn reporting.
7 people have now been found dead and identified following the fatal floods that hit Ohio County on Saturday night. It's where we begin News 9 Live at 5. I'm Dylan Cleland. For 2 days, our Jamie Baker has been on the ground looking at the damage and talking with people who have been affected by what officials are calling the largest mass casualty event in Ohio County's history. Jamie is live in Wheeling this evening and begins our coverage. Jamie.
Dylan, thank you. As you can see, things are still pretty busy here at Command Control in Elm Grove at the Respects, as we now have had a 7th victim identified as a result of the flash floods on Saturday night. Now, officials did hold an update for the media this afternoon with all the latest details on what's been going on. As of Tuesday afternoon, 7 people have been pronounced dead due to the flood waters, and at least 1 other still unaccounted for. Ohio County Sheriff Chief Deputy Kent Lewis says they are continuing to look for people that haven't been seen.
We are still actively searching for individuals that have been reporting missing to us. With that being said, we're trying to clear up some of the issues or confusion that might be out there. If anyone, and we're asking anyone that has anyone of their loved ones that are unaccounted for to please contact 304-234-3656, even if you've already reported them missing.
Meanwhile, the searches continue with crews from Wheeling, Ohio County, and throughout the Ohio Valley.
We were doing drone mapping along the entire affected area. We do have K-9 units to continue to do searches along the creek bank with the support of other crews. We also have a boat on the river with a K-9 unit on it, and what they're checking is debris piles and snags.
Around 20 cars have been recovered from waterways in the area, and a handful of roads remain closed. And with more possible severe weather in the forecast for Wednesday, officials say they are keeping a close eye on the situation, and they advise residents to be aware and ready.
We're advising everyone, if it rains for a longer period than 20 minutes, you should start looking around to see if you have any rise in your creeks or streams. If that's the case, of course, we have both the police department and sheriff's department. We'll try to alert the residents. We will use our WEN system to alert the residents.
Now, when a natural disaster strikes, one of the first questions always asked is, when is FEMA coming and are they coming? News 9's Emma Bernaire has more on if and when FEMA will be making a stop in the area.
Volunteers continued their efforts of cleaning up after the severe flooding that impacted Ohio County this past weekend.
However, questions remain about when federal assistance will arrive. The answer, not until officials have a clear understanding of the damage, and that's where those affected can help themselves.
Once we get all that information compiled, we'll give it to the State Emergency Operations Center, who will pass it to the governor, and he will then ask the president for a federal declaration. At that time, if that's granted, then FEMA will come in and work with the individuals to get, see if they're eligible for this funding.
Community members who have been affected are urged to fill out the survey online, so the state has an exact number on the total damages that have been done. A QR code is circulating.
We're going to have volunteers go out and help you with that survey, or you can call 211 and 211 will walk you through that survey or help you with it. Now, I realize that there's people that don't have the technology to do that. We are currently trying to secure some iPads, and we'll have volunteers that can go out in the community and help you fill out that survey.
Accurate reporting of damage is crucial as it increases the likelihood of receiving presidential assistance.
So it's very important, they get that information to us, and that's going to help us get FEMA deployed.
For more information about the survey, you can check out our website at WTOV9.com. Reporting in Philadelphia, I'm Emma Bernaire, News 9.